Earnings season is upon us already, and Netflix report their results on Thursday. And I think it's going to be quite an important event for Netflix because the period that's just gone, really they need to be seeing a growth in their underlying numbers, a reasonably substantial growth in their underlying numbers, and factor that into the increasing amount of competition in that space. What they put out on Thursday could provide a lot of volatility to the price action. Now in today's chart of the day, I'm going to have a look at the technical analysis and some other factors to see where the price may be heading next. So with that, let's get on with the analysis. So let's get into the longer term price action to start. We've got a weekly line chart here, and as we can see, Netflix grew very nicely from the end quarter of 2019 up to highs around 700 at sort of fall time of 2021, and then we've seen a serious pullback since then, and it's heading towards the 500 zone, and I've showed in that little yellow thick line there, show where there's a huge amount of price action and support and resistance from. That's at 61.8% Fibonacci line at around about $521. Also that purple triangle on there showing you the breakout and then the pullback within that pattern once more. Downwise 450, 460, an even worse case scenario 415 could be possible. With a bad earnings season and a continuation of that downtrend. But at the moment, that chart looking like price has pulled back into a dead zone and looking where it wants to head next. For you Netflix bulls out there, then I've got the 4-line break chart for you to give you some idea where you could get into at when the price possibly reverses. Now on the left we've got the daily setup, on the right the 4-hour setup. On the left, target areas 537, 541, and it's similar actually on the right hand side, and we're looking at 523, $540 for a more aggressive entry point. But that mid 530s to 540s does look a key zone for getting back into the long side. So what's the daily high Kinashi giving us? Well, it's not a great picture there. The two lines at the bottom there are signals, both bearish. Volatility 25% annum, sort of trading around its longer term moving average. Volume nothing special either, also around its longer term moving average. Heading on to the price, we've got a sell signal outside the 2 pink line box breakout setup system. The trend has been slightly up, and we can see how the price has bounced between the 2 standard deviation light blue and light pink regression lines there. It hit the top late last year and has pulled straight back down to the bottom, gone through it. Are we going to see a reversal now back inside those 2 standard deviation regression lines? It's going to be good timing with the earnings coming out this week to see where it does move next, but at the moment it's a weak bearish picture. I've used a $4 block size on the Renko chart for Netflix, and heading down onto our signals at the bottom there, all 3 are bearish, and onto the price, well, it's trading below its longer term moving average and the 2 pink line box breakout setup system. You can see that sell signal there in that heavy downtrend from sort of late last year. Now in terms of possible targets downside wise, then late 400s, then it could be down to the early 400s depending on how volatile the earnings season results might be. To the upside, then we've got maybe late 560s, early 570s, and then up into the early 600s. But like I say, I think a lot of this is going to be driven in the next week by earnings, and then we'll see where it settles down and the trend goes next. But at the moment it's a weak bearish outlook. You've got to remember that I'm looking at only the technicals that we see at the moment, not factoring in earnings coming up. So I'm reporting what I currently see, and what I see at the moment is a weak bearish negative outlook for Netflix at the moment. Currently Heiken is a bit stronger than the Renko. That's a bit more of a longer term picture, but still not the greatest. Both weak bearish. Up in the top right, giving you some bullish entries if you believe that Netflix can turn it around, and heading into those targets. You got 1.66 and 2.44 to 1 to the upside, and to the downside similar sort of numbers, 1.67 and 2.5 to 1. But overall a weak bearish picture currently. Now if I was trading earnings, I would be using options and probably putting on a straddle or strangle type of strategy, because quite frankly these events can be 50-50 in where the price is going to go next. But if you're expecting volatility, those type of option plays can be very rewarding. Now what some do, and what I like to often do, is just sit on the sidelines, let the noise play itself out, think of the bigger picture and where the trend is going to go next. So let it all settle down, and then action on what you see, like I say, once the dust settles. And at the moment the picture technically is weak bearish, so I'll be looking for that trend after earnings. But if the variables in the technical analysis change and the earnings season is a good one for Netflix, then wait and enter if the technicals turn bullish. Now let me know in those comments below where you think Netflix is headed next. Would love to hear from you. Now if you've liked today's video, please give us the thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the bell and subscribe buttons to receive further notification of content I will be producing just like this. Now all that's left for me to say is thanks for watching, good luck with the trading, and I'll see you in the next video.